Hello, I'm Hal Lublin.
And I'm Mark Gagliardi.
Since the dawn of humanity, one issue has gone unsettled. With the fate of the world in the balance, we're here to settle, once and for all, best zombie apocalypse shelter.
That's right. Don't worry, everyone. We got this.
Podcasts should have a theme song. Podcasts should not have a theme song. Yes, they should. No, they shouldn't. They sound good. Yeah, but people are just going to skip past it.
You know what?
You're right. We got this.
Welcome to We Got This with Mark and Hal.
The show that settles the debates nobody else will touch.
Hal, get in here. Shut that door. Bar it. Bolt it.
Locking door. Door unlocked. Oh, wait, let me start again.
As you may or may not have guessed, Hal and I are in the private bunker of Rube Goldberg. We're waiting out this zombie apocalypse.
As soon as Shan lays an egg, we're home free.
I like that in the Goonies movie, they have that whole big elaborate Rube Goldberg that really is incumbent upon a balloon popping, making a live chicken so startled that it immediately drops an egg.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. Pop. Egg. Have you thought about this before? I guess everybody has thought about their zombie. You don't think about your zombie apocalypse survival?
Thankfully, no, I don't. I don't really think about it.
How is that the one thing I worry about more than you do? I'll get to an airport half an hour before my flight, but I'll be worried about the zombie apocalypse the whole time.
I don't know, because if the flight is late, I won't get where I'm going, or if I'm late for the flight. But
it's not going to matter, Hal. It's not going to matter if you get bit.
Reanimating.
If you get bit, it's not going to matter if your flight was on time.
I'm not going to get bit. I'm going to get bit by zombies. They're not real. Stop it. Okay. I don't think, look, I've thought about it maybe like in an entertaining way, but I don't go like, all right, I got to have a go bag and think about, I haven't thought about this to that level. And I think there are people who do.
Sure. Wait, hold on though. There are people who have go bags. I know people who have go bags. I've seen, the emergency kits and all that. But do you really think, what percentage of the people that get a go bag do you think are getting it because they think the zombie apocalypse is coming?
I hope a small percentage, but it ain't zero.
Yeah, I'm beginning to think it's non-zero.
Look, if you're asking me, we're assuming that we're just going to have to go somewhere where we can live for a long period of time.
Yeah, and
we're not escaping to try to find other people.
I think that I think what's going to happen here is we're going to have to play this episode by zombie movie rules, meaning the beginning is always the same. You come outside, things are disorienting and off, and then you gather your team and you hunker down in a shelter. What we're looking for is that shelter, right? We're talking about the permanent spot or the weathering of the zombie storm spot, right?
Right. Yeah, I mean, you need something that there aren't a lot of access points. So you don't have to board up a ton of windows and doors.
Yeah.
And you want it to have a lot of stuff. You need a place to go 1s and 2s.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe 3s and 4s.
Wow.
Scary.
What's
scary
a 4?
It's a 3 plus a 1.
Or 2 2s.
Or 2
rapid
2s.
succession.
What do you do 2 2s together? A double 2. Ugh.
Terrible. Yeah, I think it's going to have to be somewhere stocked.
Yes.
Which I think this is going to limit our choices. But also, one thing that I think we're going to have to also think about is viability and how many different places are in the area that people can go to as far as like competition goes. You know what I mean? If we're all thinking of the same place and everyone in town goes there, is there some benefit to thinking of somewhere that's maybe off the beaten path a little?
I don't know.
Or is it just as many humans get together as possible?
Or is it us? It's you and me. We're left.
It's just you and I. We're the only two left.
Jennifer is orbiting the Earth in a spaceship, but she can't come pick us up yet. So we're going to have to survive for a while.
All right. I'm going to tell you a little story, Hal. When I first moved to New York, I got a job narrating audiobooks, and I narrated a series of audiobooks called A New World. There were 10 books, and it was a zombie apocalypse book written by a former fighter pilot named John O'Brien. Great guy. And I think this book got it right because it's fairly early on in the series. By book 3, the protagonists have all made their way to what they think would be the best place to go for this. But I do think it has some downsides. And that place is Cabela's. Or if not Cabela's, what's the other one? Bass Pro. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And that feels tough to beat. Cause think about it. You've got all of the bricks of emergency food. You've got it. The whole store is designed for camping. You know, you've got safety stuff. You've got an arsenal and you've got, potable water that's designed to last for years, super dense bars of food and all of the tools you could ever need.
What if I told you that I can think of a place that might be a little better? I like a Cabela's. Here's why. Mm-hmm. It's great if you're going to go fight the zombies, but I ain't fighting zombies. I'm trying to fight my way out. I want somewhere I can bunker in and live a decent life for a little while.
This is for defense. This is not, I'm actively going to build an A-team armored car and bust through. I don't have anywhere else to get.
Right. I'm talking about survival. This is a place that will sustain survival for a long time. And that is a great choice for all the reasons you listed. Mm-hmm. But Cabela's has glass doors and windows.
That was the big problem I was thinking of.
You know a place that doesn't?
Target.
A place where the doors are giant metal shutters. A place that exists as a warehouse for items in bulk. Everything from clothing to food to tools to electronics
to lawyers
to a full car service center.
I know where you're going with this.
Costco, baby. Costco. Yeah.
Costco is good.
It's got freezers. It's got places that where things are cooked. It's got a bakery. So you can store things and they will last a little longer. You've got a ton of canned food. You've got a ton of dry goods. You can see somebody about getting some new roofing installed. You want to check out solar for when everything's over. You need some new vinyl siding. Yeah. You need, do you have medical needs? Do you need medicine? Do you need a new prescription for your eyeglasses? Do you need to get your picture taken for your new membership card? But really, no, look, think about it. I think I stumbled upon why it's so good because of the medicine.
Yeah, because there's a pharmacy.
They have full pharmacies. Outside of that, like if you were like, I need a gallon bucket of Nexium because I have heartburn.
Because I had too many hot wings.
Yeah, because I had too many hot wings. You can have that. You can get it. You can get like pretty much everything. First aid.
You're talking about the drug Nexium, not the cult, right?
Yeah, I'm talking about the drug Nexium, not the cult.
Just making sure. You can do anything at Costco. You can get big mustard, dungarees, a cult.
Dungarees.
Yeah. I feel
tennis shoes.
I feel like clothes that you get there. When you go to Costco and buy clothes, you're not buying pants. You're buying dungarees.
You are. You're buying dungarees. You got sweatpants there, all socks you want.
Yeah.
Inflatable alligators to lay on. You can set up a whole tent, a couch. They sell furniture there.
All the books you can read.
All the books you can read if you like those 10 books.
Wait, what's their media section like? Because now you're putting into my head maybe a Walmart. Well, because there's because I don't look, if it's just you and me, if that's what we've determined is it's just the two of us, do we need the giant size versions of things that Costco has?
Yes. We need it to last for a long time, Mark. We don't know how long we're going to be there.
Yeah, no. I know. But my point being, if we have 1,000 ounces of beef stew, canned beef stew, 1,000 ounces of canned beef stew, do we want 10 100-ounce cans or do we want 100 10-ounce cans as far as longevity goes?
Either one. You have either one. You can get small ones there too. They're not all giant.
It's not, I thought Costco was I've not been a member of Costco in about 10 years.
Some of them you're buying the item in large things. Like you can't get a pack of M&Ms, but you can get like the plastic jar like you would have in an office. And then some things it's like if you like Campbell's tomato soup, it's like a pallet of whatever, 12 cans.
Yeah.
16 cans more. Right. So some of them are giant containers. Yes, but some of them are not. And you have giant freezers. You have like a whole freezer section. You can eat your way through the fresher food first. In terms of electronics, you've got computers and televisions just a lot of things you can get components from.
Mm-hmm.
And again, the biggest thing for me is the medicine.
The medicine is huge. Let me ask you this though. I'm going to push back a little bit because I think and this is a point in favor of Cabela's. Now that you've mentioned Costco, I had not thought of that, and it's pretty high on the list. And one of them is a little indelicate, but I think first off, eventually, if we're talking zombie apocalypse, and we're talking there's no like incurable zombie apocalypse, and we're gonna have to be in here for a while.
Yeah,
I think that there is a shelf life on a lot of the stuff that's happening inside a Costco. A Costco is designed to sell you things that are either going to be for a home or for, you know what I mean? Like you mentioned freezers a couple of times. Eventually the power is going to go out and the freezers will not work anymore. I don't know how the grid in the city where we are is. I don't know how long that's going to go. The thing about a Cabela's or a Bass Pro Shop is that those, many of the items in there designed for outdoor use in the middle of nowhere. There's unlimited supply of tabs to keep your water clean and, you know, all of those little things that you would have to think about, you know, bricks of food there that are just pure, super dense calories that you could pack up. If anything ever happens to the place, you can pack up and be ready to get out. Should it come to that. The other thing is, and I'm not this guy generally, but this is a zombie apocalypse we're talking about. And I don't know, does Costco sell guns?
They don't, but I don't want to fight my way out. I just want to live there as long as I can. I'm not looking for other people.
But no, I'm not talking about other people. I'm talking about you are going to have to defend this place. Or when you say, I want to be there as long as I can, you're just like, well, if a zombie gets in, then I'm dead.
No, we've got the steel doors. It's made of thick concrete. There aren't a lot of ways in or out. So you can seal it up.
But if something gets in, and if they know you're in there, I've seen enough zombie movies that they're going to try every way to get into that building.
Or will they be like, oh, this is tiring. I heard there's some people at Walmart. Let's go get them. Harry said if you just walk up to the door, it slides open.
There's that kid inside the ball pit machine. I don't know how he got in there, but his picture's all over the internet.
Yeah.
I'll say this. I think that you could survive longer in a Cabela's.
There is dehydrated camping food at Costco as well, and it's in bulk.
Right. I think you could thrive better at a Costco for a short, I think you could thrive better for a shorter amount of time. I think you could live much longer at a Bass Pro or a Cabela's.
What happens when you get sick at Bass Pro? When you get diarrhea?
I mean, they have
dehydrated food.
Yeah. Look, man, what are you going to do? I'm not trying to argue
also,
one or the other. I'm trying to take all of this into account. Don't get combative on me.
What are you going to do if you get diarrhea climbing a mountain? What happens?
How? We're the only two people left. Let's not
And I
fight.
need you to tell me before the zombies eat my brains, what happens if you have diarrhea on a mountain?
Is this a terrible dad joke?
No, it's not a joke.
What happens if you have diarrhea on a mountain, Hal?
I don't know. I'm asking you.
I give up. What happens if you have diarrhea on a mountain?
I swear I don't have a punchline for this. I'm just thinking like how, you know, people are climbing a mountain and then they like just dangle themselves from the side of a mountain and sleep.
When did the side of a mountain become one of our choices?
Well, if you're climbing a mountain, because it's the same, like REI, Cabela, like this, you know, these outdoors.
Hold on. You equate,
if you're surviving, I'm just curious. I just need an answer to this.
I'm not leaving the building, but should the need arise to leave?
I'm just asking if you're on a mountain and you got to go number 2.5, like what do you do? A diaper? Biodegradable diaper, and then you bury it when you get to the top? I'm really asking. I really don't know.
I'm so confused how this is related.
I'm just curious.
You know what? I'm just
curious what happens.
No, you just shit over the side of the mountain. Like you're on the top, like you're on the tippy top point of Mount Crumpet. And
imagine if that had happened in Free Solo. There are people climbing up that are not as far up the mountain as you.
Yeah. You know what? Walk faster. This might spur you along.
Walk faster.
Oh,
like they're Batman and Robin on the TV show.
You can get an umbrella at Cabela's.
A Cabela's umbrellas?
Cabela's umbrellas. Oh my God.
The one that you wear on your head like a hat?
Cabela's, umbrellas, the one that you wear on your head. This has gone off the rails, but we're talking about the zombie apocalypse. Why wouldn't it go off the rails? I think, look, you're a planner. You like to plan for contingencies happening. I think there is no world in which you can just seal off the metal doors and be in there forever and nothing bad is going to happen. I think that you are going to need some kind of protection in case you ever need to leave the building for medicine. If there's a CVS across the street, raid that, get all the medicine you can, take it back and hunker down. I think Cabela's will have to have excursions every once in a while for stuff like medicine. But I don't think that a Costco would be outside the realm of that. You know what I mean?
I was looking on the Costco website to see if they have weapons. They do not. They don't even have an axe.
Yeah. I think that's a huge thing. Like, and as base as this sounds, if humanity is reverting back to its basest, one building has medicine. The other building has guns, which means at a certain point, both buildings have medicine.
I don't know. I don't imagine. Also, did we fight our way into the Costco?
Yeah.
Are we assuming
dramatically.
that we have no weapons with us?
And so then there was one jerk in our group. There was one jerk in our group who got bit and didn't tell us, but he was a jerk the whole time about it. And then he finally told us. And then as we were going inside either Costco or Cabela's, he knew he had to. He sacrificed himself for us and said, "Tell my story," as they dragged him away.
Yeah. It's a shame he's only getting this much time on the episode.
I know, right?
I'm like, if I'm assuming that I have a couple weapons I used to fight in, maybe I assume that those are enough. I get the need for the access to munitions.
Yeah.
I guess I think less in terms of I'm going to have to fight them off and more, what is the most fortified position in which to be? If we're going to talk realistically. And a thick concrete walled building with steel shutters to me is a lot safer than a department store, even if that department store is filled with guns, because you are going to have to fight in a Cabela's. You're going to have to fight in certain, I don't know if Walmart sells guns anymore, but any place where you go that sells all those things. And I also understand they're like water purification, things like that. But also if you're going somewhere that has giant bottles of water, like this place is stocked. 2 people in a Costco could live for a very long time. And you can do things like, we're going to use these forklifts to push. Like we can even reinforce the doors. We've got a lot of stuff there to do it with. There's a lot of materials to work with.
Yeah. But then you're making, well, no, because it doesn't have as varied amount of stuff as a Home Depot.
Yeah. Home Depot doesn't have enough food.
Yeah. That's the thing. It looks like Cabela's and Bass Pro Shops are both roughly the same design, which is mostly stone and wood, but there is one big glaring glass entrance.
Yes.
And that's problematic. I want to see real quick what the exterior of a Costco looks like.
It looks like a military base.
Yeah. But actually, I'm looking at Costco and it looks like you'd have to go to an older Costco because those have just the 2 big roll top doors, but it looks like newer Costco's, as I'm looking now, have that same, we're trying to look friendlier, so we have a big open glass entrance as well.
The new one near me has shutters. It's new. It's pretty, I'd say it was built in the last 5 years.
Okay.
And it's pretty, you got the roll tops there. You got you can also say you got a car in, you could repair it if you knew how. Mm-hmm. You would have all the automotive stuff there.
Yeah. I think that we're looking at different things. I think there's a specific thing that you and I are, there's a disconnect in the premise, or not the premise, but in the decision-making process. And look, you and I are going to have to sit and we're going to have to talk about this because look, it's full of zombies out there. And here's the thing, Hal, we can either create a place that we never are able to leave, or we can find a place that, should it come to a moment when we have to, for either provisions or because someone's knocking at the door. If you tell me someone's knocking at that roll top door There's zombies outside. We're not going to try to save them.
How smart are the zombies? Are they smart enough to go like, hey, let's knock on the door and let's see if this works?
No, I don't think they're Wile E. Coyote zombies.
Hey, you know what? We tried everything else. We tried just banging up against the doors. We were moaning. We formed a zombie ladder to try to get to the top. That didn't work.
I'm just picturing.
Hey, I know I'm brand new to being undead, but do you think it's worth just trying? I'm just workshopping here. If we knocked on the door to see if they thought it was another person?
Oh, come on. That's ridiculous. Use your brains.
Brains.
Oh, no. And
that's
triggered Pavlov's dog. Also, while that whole conversation's happening, across the street is one zombie decked out with like goggles and Acme skis and a hang glider and a bucket of paint to paint a hole and dive in.
Barrel of gunpowder. Just carrying it.
Yeah. A little pile of Doritos and a little sign that says human seed.
Do we have enough to make like improvised incendiary devices inside of Costco?
I don't think so.
Zombies don't like fire.
Here's the thing.
That catch fire is bricks.
Firepower wise, Cabela's wins. Costco's not got much as far as firepower goes.
But I think
building,
Costco's
is slightly more fortified.
I don't want to just survive. I want to thrive. Like you said.
I know, buddy. I know.
Thriving. I want to toss my hat in the air like I'm Mary Tyler Moore in the middle of an empty Costco and know it's all mine and I don't have to pay for it.
You know what though, Hal?
What?
If the Cabela's is near the Costco, we can make a run from the Cabela's to the Costco to pick up anything you need. I'm going to throw one more wrench in this for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm going to throw one more possibility in this.
Yeah.
There is one more wrench I would like to throw into this. One more place that I think is a contender. And we'll talk about that when we come back. But in the meantime, let's tell you about some of the other fantastic shows on the Maximum Fun Network. We'll be right back.
Hooray.
Trans representation in media is at an all-time high, with trans entertainers gracing the screens large and small.
But trans voices, especially Black trans voices, are rarely centered in our own stories.
That's why we bring you a new limited series called We See Each Other, the podcast, co-hosted by me, journalist and better half of the Max Fun podcast, Fanta, Tre'vell Anderson,
and me, award-winning journalist and media personality, Shar Jossell.
All of it is based on my book, We See Each Other, a Black trans journey through TV and film.
Now listen, folks, we're having a very different kind of conversation. It's giving kitchen table talk.
We get into the discourse, honey. Tune into We See Each Other, the podcast at MaximumFun.org or wherever you get Slayworthy audio.
The Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom,
Diablo 4,
Final Fantasy 16,
Street Fighter 6,
Baldur's Gate 3,
Starfield,
Spider-Man 2,
Master Detective Archives Raincoat for Nintendo Switch? No? Is that just me?
It's a huge time for video games.
You need somebody to tell you what's good, what's not so good, and what's amazing.
I'm Jason Schreier.
I'm Maddie Myers.
And I'm Kirk Hamilton. We're the hosts of Triple Click, a video game podcast for anyone who likes games.
Find us at MaximumFun.org or wherever you get your podcasts. Bye.
Hal. Hal, I have some bad news.
You have diarrhea and we're on a mountain?
Yeah, it's cool. I'm just going to lean over the side like I'm at the top of Mount Crumpet. It's fine. They have Cabela's umbrellas beneath us.
What's umbrellas? Umbrellas, Haas and Pfeffer Incorporated.
We're gonna do it. You know what? Give us any chance, we'll take it, Hal. And this is the chance we're taking right now.
Okay.
We're the last two people on Earth. Maybe. We're the last two people we know of. We can't get a hold of anyone else. We decide it is our job to send out a beacon and recreate society. Where can we do that from? There is a place in the United States that will last for 10,000 years. Do you know what I'm going to say?
McDonald's?
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I'm loving it. Hoover Dam. The Hoover Dam is so new and young. Its concrete hasn't even cured all the way yet. It's going to take 125 years for the concrete to cure. That's how new it is. Hoover Dam is designed to run automatically. It is self-running. The only thing Hoover Dam needs is someone to scrape the barnacles that accumulate on the cool water intake that goes to cool down the engines. Right.
Do you need to scuba for that?
I mean, I'm not certain the certification will be necessary, but, if I need it, I can get it at both Cabela's and Costco. I can get the gear. I can get gear at Cabela's and I can sign up for scuba classes via Costco. But yeah, isn't that wild?
If you go to the Costco, it would be just you, me, and whatever poor schmo is selling horizontal blinds.
Where's the Bagel Bites lady? I want the Bagel Bites lady.
Yeah, who's making the taste of carrot ginger soup for all of us?
Oh my god!
Where's that crock pot?
But Hoover Dam will generate, as long as the barnacles are scraped off of this cold water intake, Hoover Dam will provide power seamlessly for up to 10,000 years. So I think that if we decide that our job, there's some fundamental philosophical things we have to answer here. Is our job to simply hunker down and stay alive? Is our job to find a place that we can gather people and survivors and have plenty of food and munitions for, like almost like when, a village is created for the first time, it's just protection and food, right? Then, or is our job to recreate society? I realize we might have reached
on Earth.
We might have reached peak podcast if two white guys are sitting at SM7B microphones saying, "Here's how we're going to recreate society."
Yeah, for sure. Well, yeah, that's every podcast with two white guys. We're all trying to remake society. I think it's about surviving. How long can we live, and how long can we live safely? The Hoover Dam would provide that, but you'd have to bring a ton of supplies there.
Yes, that's a huge thing. But I think there's a.
Have you had a Costco rotisserie chicken? I mean, I feel like maybe you haven't. They're pretty good. They're out there.
How?
The other ones are frozen. Freezing for later. Tons of frozen food.
I think the answer is different depending on whether we know factually that we are the only two people left on Earth.
Yeah. I feel like there's always power in zombie movies.
Yeah, because the zombie movie never goes, you never see a zombie movie like 10 years later.
Well, the same zombie that Knock would have to, the same one that would knock would have to say, like, I'm going to cut the electrical supply. That'll bring about.
No, if the zombie apocalypse, if we are literally the last two people, there is no one, there's no one at the power company. There's no one at the radio station. You know what I mean? If we are not, I would go out on a limb and say we're not the only two people left, because the setup for this is zombie apocalypse, and that has been pretty standardized, right?
Yeah. What about the Costco in Henderson, Nevada? That's close to the Hoover Dam. Is that what it's being powered by? Is Henderson, Nevada being powered by?
Yeah.
Oh, then Costco in Henderson, Nevada is the answer. It's not going to run out of power.
Let's see if there's a Cabela's in Henderson, Nevada.
Oh, there's gotta be.
Yeah.
I actually just entered Costco near Hoover's Dam. Cabela's near Hoover Dam.
Yeah, there is a Bass Pro Shop in.
Yeah, there you go. Cabela's. It's the same company. That's why they look the same.
Yeah. Oh, I thought they were competitors. I didn't realize.
Yeah, there's one in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
But it's mostly boating. It's a boating center.
Oh.
If you want to like hang out in a motorboat.
It's not a boating center.
It is.
It's
a Cabela's. It's a boating center. It says Cabela's Bass Pro Boating Center.
Okay.
Las Vegas, Nevada.
Okay. So the Bass Pro Shop is a Bass Pro Shop. The Cabela's inside.
Oh, there's a Cabela's. Inside all of us, there's a Cabela's. For some of us, Cabela's is hope. For others, Cabela's is love. But for all of us, Cabela's is the strongest part of ourselves that if we would just let it free, we would be living our best life.
Cabela's is the candle in my heart.
Sing it.
It's where I'll be when the zombies start.
Almost. Good recovery.
I'll grab a bow and arrow and some granola packages.
Mm-hmm.
What rhymes with nope?
Are you any good with a bow and arrow?
I am pretty good with a bow and arrow.
Are you?
Yeah.
You think you could hit a zombie that's charging at you?
Probably not.
How about a gun? Are you good enough marks person that you could?
I am.
I mean, you're a great mark person.
Thanks, buddy. You're a great Hal person.
Thank you. You're good with guns?
I am. I'm a pretty good shot.
Yeah. Do you know how to work guns though? Like
I do.
Cause I remember for Fred's bachelor party, I was the one who had to do the safety check for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I was the one who had to demonstrate firearm knowledge.
One of the things I had to do when I trained in at the Waterworld stunt show at Universal was I had to learn how to take with a few differences. Obviously, there are modifications for it being, a prop gun with, shooting blanks, but, I had to be able to take it apart to its components and put it back together again. So
good.
I know my way around it a little bit.
All right, good. Yeah. That was after
that.
Party.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Cause a lot can go wrong with a firearm.
That's true. I feel like it sounds cynical of me to say, but I think the place that we're going to need to wind up being is going to have to be a place with guns.
See, I think it's a place where we can hole up. And now we know, because we're in Henderson, Nevada, that we're not going to lose power because the Hoover Dam is going to supply us with power.
But we also know that if we are playing by zombie apocalypse movie rules, that there are more people out there. So the idea of simply holing up is, I would argue, implausible if we are in a world where there are other humans who need to get away from the zombies. And we have ample resources.
How do we find them?
They either come to us or they start by coming to us. And then, because like we were saying before, a Cabela's is a pretty good idea. A Costco is a pretty good idea. There's going to be more than one person or group of people that thinks to come there. You know what I mean?
Good. So then we'll have a good mix of people. Maybe someone knows how to make a radio.
Yeah.
We can do radio broadcasts from a place with power and plenty, hey, we got plenty of food. And if you need, Prilosec, we've got plenty of that too. We've got 8 million Prilosec tablets.
Hal, I don't want to be the one that says we need guns, but we need guns.
Do you have a lactose intolerance? We've got all of the probiotics that you need, or enzymes, whatever they are. Basically, it's we can't say it's Lactaid, but it's Lactaid. It's the same thing. So that way you could take it and then you can have a little milk while you're climbing a mountain and it won't be any problems. You really think it's a place that needs to have guns?
Yes.
I don't want to get into a gunfight with...
I don't either.
I feel like the reality of that is a lot worse than the fantasy of it.
Yeah.
By which I'm not that you fantasize about it.
No, I don't fantasize about the zombie apocalypse, but we're trying to do this as realistically as possible. And the Costco that has the pharmacy is 4.5 miles from the Bass Pro Shop in Henderson, Nevada.
It's too far. Well, go make a run for the gun. How about we hit Cabela's on the way to Costco? I'd rather hole up at the Costco and we can get...
Would you rather run out of Imodium or bullets?
Bullets. Have you not been following the narrative of me over these years?
Especially over these last couple of weeks.
Especially a bunch of strangers?
Oh my gosh. I don't think poop shaming is a thing we're going to have to worry about, Hal.
Yeah, you say that until it happens.
Hal, I don't want to be this guy.
We can stop
I don't want to be the guy that points out that we need survival gear. We need survival gear. We need the instruction manuals for the survival gear. We need the water tablets. There is more stuff inside a Bass Pro Shop that we're going to need than there is inside a Costco. And there's nothing in the Costco that we can use to go over to the Cabela's or the Bass Pro Shop and get what we need from the people who have invariably holed up in there and have all the guns.
Hear me out. Well, it doesn't matter where we go because somebody, assuming we're the first to get anywhere.
Yeah.
You're saying you said repeatedly we're the last people on Earth, and then you keep changing it to
no, we're not the last people on Earth. There are other people. Yeah, we're not the last.
Here's what we do: we make a commando run. Mm-hmm. Remember the movie Commando with Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Sure.
When he goes to the sporting goods store and takes everything he needs to go be a commando and save Alyssa Milano.
Yeah.
And then in the end, he puts a pipe through the one guy and says, "Let off some steam." He didn't even use the guns. He uses them before that. He uses them plenty.
Yeah.
But what if we stopped and got all that stuff and then went and holed up? Because the question is shelter. Where's the best place to seek shelter? Where's the best place to get weapons?
Well, I don't think that shelter, both shelter in that case is, I think, all things being even.
I look at it as like, what's going to be most protective? So I say, how about this? This is we stop at Cabela's, we'll swing by. You can get a couples like some t-shirts of like, Grandpa was a hunter. You can get some shirts that you like. We can get camping stuff there, but most importantly, we'll stock up on weapons and water purifiers.
Mm-hmm.
We can do that. Throw
Hatchets.
them all in
They don't sell axes at Costco. We're going to need tools.
Yeah. Well, everything we need. We can load up the car and then we'll drive over to Costco.
Yeah.
And then we'll live at Costco because that's a better shelter.
Why is it a better shelter?
Objectively. Why is it thick concrete walls, metal shutters that
they
come
have
down.
the same, the only difference is the front of Cabela's. And it looks like a lot of the Costco's have that glass front now. I think,
food.
What do you mean? First of all, there is a whole section of Cabela's that is individual shelters. One of their section, you're talking about which one has better shelter? There is a shelter section.
It's not, it's the actual building itself. And Costco has tents too. They have all that. They have a lot of basic camping stuff, but the weapons, I will agree with you. The weapons and tools are important.
Yeah.
I just think outside of that, you have everything else you need at Costco. So why don't we swing by Cabela's? We'll do a weapon tool run and then we'll go to Costco, which is the better shelter. What do you think about that? How's that? So Cabela's gets a mention. Cabela's part of it. But now we have all that Imodium that I'm going to need. Not for no reason. I'm fine. But just in case it's there. Pepto-Bismol is there. Claritin for allergy
What do you think is easier to load up? Let's say we have a pickup truck. We've managed to hotwire a little 2-door Toyota Tacoma, the world's most versatile pickup truck.
Sure.
Do you think we could fit more stuff from Cabela's in that? Or do you think it would be easier to make a run for medicine and clear out the pharmacy?
I think that Costco has a lot more stuff for a comfortable living situation. So I would rather load it up with guns and tools. Furniture.
There's
actual furniture.
Okay.
Pull out beds. A ton more food, not just camping food, but like fresh food we can eat first. Fruit, vegetables. There are vitamins, giant barrels of vitamins for when we're living off of food that's less nutritious. For in terms of long-term survival, physical survival, I think Costco is better. But I understand that it doesn't have guns. So that's what I'm saying.
The opposite. I think
Cabela's.
I think for long-term survival, I think Costco is a more comfortable place to go at the beginning. I think as time goes on, the food that is inside a Cabela's is that camping and emergency food that is designed to last for years and years. Even canned goods at Costco has a couple of years shelf life. I think after 10 years, you would much rather be in the Bass Pro Shop than you would in the Costco.
There's not 10 years of food inside of Cabela's.
If it's just the two of us there and the food lasts for 10 years, I bet there is.
I'm a pretty picky eater.
See, this is look, I don't want to insult you, buddy. You might not be my number one zombie survival team choice.
Oh, really? Well, guess what? I hope that you don't have a Cabela's umbrella next time you go mountain climbing. How about that? You go lay down in Cabela's and eat what will amount to like a few months worth of food.
Cool.
Meanwhile, I'll be living high off the hog on a throne made of Apple TVs.
Spam cans.
Apple TVs. And also there are a ton of knife sets there. So I'll get real good at knife throwing. You'll see. You go to your Cabela's, I'll be hanging out in the fortress of Costco.
And then I will come over to Costco at any point and just get whatever I want.
You're not invited. You can't get in. You won't be able to get in.
Sure I will.
No, you won't.
You don't think there's something at a Cabela's that I can use to bust through that thin roll door?
That's not going to be, don't worry, it'll be reinforced. Don't you worry about what's going on at my
Wait,
Costco.
what happened? How?
You turned
We're
it down.
supposed to find a consensus here, and now we're each setting up shop at opposing places?
That's right. Can that be the answer to this one?
The answer to best zombie apocalypse. Yeah, best zombie apocalypse shelter is wherever you're by your effing self.
I invited you. I wanted you to come with me to the Costco.
Look, I think, okay, let's look at this objectively.
Okay.
I think, and not based on which food is more delicious. This is a survival shelter.
More plentiful, yes.
I think that the roll top door, I don't know if Cabela's has a roll door. They both just look glass in the front to me.
Yeah.
But I think that a Costco with the roll door, I think that wins on the shelter side as far as the fortitude of the building itself.
Yes, just shelter. That's more,
the fortification of the physical building, I think, is slight edge for Costco. The guns, I think, are a major edge for Bass Pro Shop. And again, I don't like that that is the case. But we're talking about a zombie apocalypse here, and it's easy to get overwhelmed. I think the medicine is an argument in favor of Costco. Mm-hmm. I think that the survival bricks of food are an argument in favor of Bass Pro Shop.
Costco carries those as well, though.
Carries what?
Those MREs, those.
Right. But not nearly in the same quantities and varieties.
No, more, because it's Costco.
No, but Costco has a million other things. This is literally Cabela's one job is survival gear to keep you alive in rough circumstances. Should anyone ever have to leave, I would want to leave from a Cabela's and not from a Costco. But I also think that quality of life is going to be a part of it. And there are, for as long as there is power, there are DVDs and physical media, because the internet's going to be gone soon. There's physical media in a Costco and televisions and books and ways to keep yourself entertained and actually live a life inside there. I think that it is trading safety for comfort, but I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing, because I think if we were all as safe as, if safety was the only thing that mattered, then nobody's life would be any fun.
Okay.
I think it's safer in a Cabela's. I think it's better quality of life in a Costco. So the question becomes,
you landing?
I don't know.
Okay.
So what is more important out of those two things? Is ultimately safety the most primary concern, or is it what am I being safe for?
I think in a zombie movie that Cabela's is the place where you go and load up and you have to fight there because they're coming in.
Yeah.
I think Costco in the zombie movie is the place you go that's safe, but then you leave because you find where there's an enclave of people. And so you have to find your way out, but you could stay there.
Yes.
In that way, I think it's a safer place to shut in, reinforce.
Yeah.
And then live off of all of the supplies that are inside. Because yes, there's a ton of perishable food, but there is also a ton of nuts and dried fruits and MRE freeze-dried kind of stuff and things you can freeze. And there's ways to cook things and purify them, including boiling water.
There's a big thing we haven't talked about.
What's that?
If we are responsible for the future and we are letting people in as they arrive to our Costco or Bass Pro Shop, but I'm leaning now toward Costco because there's one big thing we didn't think about.
What's that?
Kids and families and pregnancy and babies and what we might encounter there. I think Costco is going to have a hell of a lot more to take care of the next generation than a Cabela's will or a Bass Pro Shop.
That's true. Although
I'm thinking about being in there for years.
Wouldn't it be funny if somebody's giving birth to a baby and you had a bow and you had them hold the string and then you pulled the bow and then it just shot them out? Like they rode it like a slingshot and then you catch them in something soft, like they're fine. But that's how you do it at a Cabela's. Give me a compound bow. She's crowning.
You'd have to make diapers out of sleeping bags.
Mm-hmm. Instead
I don't think there's a big diaper. Yeah. There's not a diaper section in a Cabela.
Well, you could use some of the shirts there that they have, cloth diapers, but you'd have to wash them and clean them.
Yeah.
I just think that there are more life supplies. There are no weapons. That is true. And that is a liability. But also,
well, as long as we stop, look, I don't want to be the guy riding shotgun in the car with you, but I want to be the guy riding shotgun needing more shotgun and say, if we can go, as long as we can stop at Bass Pro Shop on the way,
we're going to swing by,
clean them out of ammunition and reasonable guns. Let's not be crazy. We don't need anything for fun. We're just,
when we're in Vegas, we could probably just go to a shop, like go to a gun shop and clean that out and really load up on stuff.
Oh, if we're in Vegas, we're going to go to every casino and clear them out of everything they have.
Well, money will be meaningless.
Yeah. But priceless art is still priceless art. A Picasso's a Picasso, whether you pay for it or not, pal.
We're really going to decorate this Costco, aren't we?
We really are. Dude, This Costco that we have is going to be decorated with Picassos.
It's going to be so nice.
Oh yeah. We're going to get one of those gondoliers from Venus at the Venetian.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Not the gondolier, the gondola. No, we could screw it. Get the gondolier too. Bring him over. We're going to dig a moat inside there.
Sing.
Yeah. Yeah. As long as we can stop on the way.
Yeah, we're definitely stopping on the way. We need to have those supplies with us
because
because we would have to fight our way to a Cabela's with no weapons to get weapons, and then decide to make a stand there, as opposed to we have weapons. We need a place where we can hole up and be safe. That to me is a roll steel door Costco.
Yeah. Do we have the key?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we have access to it.
To make the door roll and lock?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know a guy?
I can make a call.
Okay.
We can figure it out. And besides, they can't come in if they don't have a card. You put the right person out front, they're not getting in. You can go shopping there without a card. It just costs more. And zombies are very price sensitive.
That's true. The zombie's going to be like, and then go over to Walmart.
That's right.
Yeah. I think thinking about families and the needs of what kids might need going forward, I think that puts the edge toward Costco. And also, I think it's the quality of life thing that ultimately gets me too, is the I'll play it safe, but at a certain point, I also want to watch, Marvel DVDs and read the Babysitter's Club, which I'm sure they have. And I assume Costco has the same sort of media section that a Target has.
They have one plastic packet with all of the Babysitter's Club books in it. It's huge.
All right, bring us home.
People of the world, when the zombies come, swing by Cabela's, stop at Bass Pro Shop, pick up the weapons. You're going to need the weapons to have with you. But when you need a proper shelter, get that water top door Costco. Oh yeah, and the water pump. Get all your tools and stuff. And then go to Costco to hole up, because they're going to have pretty much everything you need to survive long term and live comfortably, including if they're a bunch of people, everybody having their own space.
Yeah. Pick up some tents. So look, I'll give you a shopping list for Bass Pro Shop.
There are tents at Costco.
Long. There are?
Costco's tents. I think so.
Well, just in case. We'll grab some, just in case. We'll grab some extras. Blankets. We're going to make a pillow fort?
Can we?
Yes, we can. We can do whatever you want. You know what? We're going to stop at Cabela's and Bass Pro Shop now that I know that they've merged. Sure. We're going to go there and we're going to get all of our survival gear. Then we're going to swing by the library. We're going to steal a ton of cool books.
Great.
Then we're going to go by, Capizio for tap shoes. Then we're going to go by McDonald's and we're going to get all the Happy Meal toys. We're going to we're going to do like a loop before we wind up at the ultimate spot, which is, of course, the Costco in Henderson, Nevada.
Yes, that is where you're going to get shelter. That is where the shelter will be.
Give me shelter, Costco. Well, we figured it out, Hal.
We did it.
So when the zombie apocalypse happens, come see us at Costco. And Hal and I will be standing there. He'll have ginger soup in little couplets. Yeah. And I'll have
cooked it in a crock pot.
And I'll have bagel bites. This topic has been closed, asked, and answered, but there are many more topics to discuss. So please reach out to us on Twitter at WeGotThisTweets, or
you can email us at WeGotThisPodcast@gmail.com, or go to the Facebook group, facebook.com/group/WeGotThisPodcast, where you can watch our next town hall, which will be Saturday, May 20th. More information to come. You're not going to want to miss it. That's an opportunity to just hang out with us. We're just going to chat. We'll answer your questions. We'll take your feedback like a town hall. And that's something special we like to do for our community who means so much to us, all of you people of the world.
Amen.
Thank you also to producer Ken Plume, whom you can support at patreon.com/Ken Plume. Thank you to researcher Kate McManus, graphic designer Uri Kilman, and QA engineer Jen Alba.
And thanks, of course, to our musicians, Jonathan Dinerstein and Mike Furman, for our score and theme song, respectively. And thanks to you, the people of the world. Now get in the back of this truck. Grab that. If you don't know how to use it, have someone show you. But we got to get to this building over here. We are hunkering down in this Costco because you are the reason that we talked this out. You are the reason that we figured out how to handle a zombie apocalypse. You may have just kept me and Hal and all of us alive. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. For Hal Lublin, I'm Mark Gagliardi.
For Mark Gagliardi, I'm Hal Lublin. And don't worry, everybody.
We got this.
We got this.
MaximumFun.org.
Comedy and culture.
Artist owned.
Audience supported.